Hello friends, it's funkyplaybrothers, and please remember to subscribe to our YouTube. And today I'm reading He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, Tales of Eternia, a Netflix animated series. Lost in the Void, written by Liselle Sambury, Book 3, Chapter 19. Chapter 19. Teela couldn't make herself move. After all, what could she do? Drag Anna back and somehow convince him to tell his father the truth? It was a waste of time. If he didn't believe in himself, how was he supposed to command the Sword of Power? And what could she do? What was she supposed to make him think that? And just like that, she was back on her own. This was what she could have done in the beginning. These people, this world, Adam and Kraskinger, and even Duncan, wherever he was, they weren't her friends. They were completely different people, and they couldn't help her. The best way for her to do this was alone. She would go to the king and see what he knew about the Sword of Power. She'd collect it herself, and then she didn't know. She'd figure something out. And then had to be a way to get home. Teela checked that no guards were coming into the space, and then ran down the length of the hall. She got to the final cell and used the sleeve of her uniform to wipe away the grime from the window. She could see him inside. When she spotted the king, she gasped. He sat on the floor of the cell, his eyes dull and unfocused, with dark bags underneath them. His clothes were grimy and tattered, and she could see the remnants of rotting fruit on the material. Clearly, Skeletor wasn't giving him a new set of clothes when the old ones she assumed got ruined every year. His normally neat mustache, beard, and eyebrows were overgrown and bushy. When he looked up and saw her, he glared. Teela blinked and stumbled back. Okay, so he definitely wasn't happy to see her, but he hadn't been happy to see any of them that first time around. When he was upset with them for using the power of Grayskull, not that they were using it now in this world, but he must have had his reason. This was something that she could smooth over. I know you don't know me. Oh yeah, I know. He ground out between his teeth. Great. Now she had to try to get information out of someone who obviously wasn't the biggest fan. Look, you don't seem to like me very much, he snorted, but I am actually trying to help you. Do you know where Skeletor's keeping the Sword of Power? If we can get away from him, there may be a chance to save you and Eternos. The whole Eternia, actually. The king's shoulders started to shake. Was he crying? What was going on with this guy? But then she listened closer and realized that he was laughing. Care to let me join in on the joke? A servant of Skeletor's trying to save the world? Ridiculous. What is this? Some new form of torture that my brother has devised? I knew your small acts of kindness were false. There was the point to lead up to this grand trick. He crossed his arms over his chest. Stealing the Sword of Power is the least something that makes sense for you. After all, you did it once before, which begs the question of why you would need help to do it again. What? Teela couldn't figure out what else to say. What was Randor talking about? Her, a servant of Skeletor? No way, she would never do that. But it was an eerie echo of what that villager in the Tiger Tribe had said. That she'd seen Teela with Skeletor. Teela thought immediately of the world that Zodak had shown her, where she teamed up with the evil King Randor and fought against her friends. Everyone had the capacity for wrongdoing. Teela's what happened and important. Asking yourself why and how you could become that. Looking inside yourself and questioning your choices. So tell me, what do you think could make you turn to the dark side? Teela shook off the thoughts. No, she snapped at the former king. I would never work with Skeletor. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't fight against my friends. The king chuckled. What friends? Her mouth clamped shut. Because he was right. She was alone here in this world. None of the people or tigers who were supposed to be her friends were. And isn't that what she decided was best? That she needed to find out just by herself? Because sometimes that was just how you got things done. You did them yourself. There were shouts in the hall, and Teela broke her gaze away from the former king, looking around in panic. She opened the cell next to his that she hopped to the stars was unoccupied and slipped inside. In this case, The dirty cell doors worked in her favor because she could barely see her inside. She saw Randall staring at her from his cell for a moment before he turned away. And that's the end of chapter 19. So, friends, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Follow us on social media, funkyplaybros, funkyplaybrothers. Support our blog, cashapp, $, funkyplaybrothers. Thanks for watching. Bye.